maybe let's start our first workshop on the spatial study of the religion. So we have been working on the project on the spatial religion of China with co-PI. I'm co-PI. George and Professor George Hong is the PI, and Professor Fenggang Yang of the Purdue is also co-PI. So this is the first time, and we have this is an online training workshop. We'd like to introduce a series methodologies and how to for the spatial study of the religion. And this is the first workshop will be given by Professor George Hong and Jiaming Yan. Professor George Hong is specialized in the history, and he's teaching at the Purdue University at Calumet campus. So this is also his experiment, and from the history to spatial studies. So I will pass this to George. So George, it's your turn.
Okay, thanks, Dr. Ball, and welcome everybody to this Space Invisible workshop, which is good not to show my ugly face. My name is George Hong, Professor of History at Purdue University, Calumet. I will be working with my distinguished graduate assistant, Mr. Jiaming Yan, to deliver today's workshop. Given that we have many participants from China, we will try our best to speak English as slowly and clearly as possible. Hopefully our workshop, the PowerPoint presentation will give us power and points for your better understanding. So today's workshop is a multi-methods research design for spatial studies. We will cover the following 7 subjects for your reference: introduction, data, methodology. Particularly, we will demo what we have done and what we are doing by Mr. Jiaming Yan. And then also add discussion, conclusion. Finally, another unique components for today's workshop. We will challenge you to offer homework assignment if you can do that. If that's your benefits here. Okay, let's talk about introduction. Number 1, our project is to study Chinese Protestant market, which is consisted of both supply and the demand following classical market economy, which is invisible hand for both demand and the supply. Here, the demand side of a market can be demonstrated by Protestant members' residential areas, while the supply side of a market will be indicated by Protestant churches. So that's the basic point I try to address before I move on. Second one, to study if the demand is oversupplied or supply is over demand in Chinese Protestant market, we need to rely on spatial methods and the GIS, Geographic Information System, to measure the percentage of Chinese Protestants who cannot reach their nearest churches within the specific time and distance in the designated cities. Today, we will show our research based on the 31 provincial capital cities in China. Okay, in doing so, we need to estimate, number 1, driving distance between residential area and the nearest church. Number 2, driving time between residential area and the nearest church. So that's basically we call space and the time. Next one, if the demand is oversupplied, which means more Protestants have to take long time and a long distance to reach their nearest church, this area or city should be defined as the area of a church shortage. That's the term we create, so-called shortage of a church. As a low church accessibility score. We would show what kind of specific method to measure this church accessibility score later. Next one. Therefore, we must define the criteria of the church shortage before we move on. That's the most important issue before we talk everything, right? We should have a criteria of a church shortage and a low church accessibility. Very measurable for our criteria. Number one, the areas in which the Protestant population cannot reach their nearest church within 30 minutes and 12 kilometers through either driving or public transportation is the church shortage or low church accessibility. Later on, I'll mention why we define 30 minutes and 12 kilometers, okay? Next one, spatial methods is great. It's capable of adding time and space consideration to study the gap of the supply and the demand in a religious market. That's the beauty of a spatial methodology here. So today, we will try to show you how to use 3 innovative methods to measure the shortage of church or low church accessibility score. Number one, location analysis methods, so-called LAM, through the Spatial Explorer of Religion, established by Dr. Boss, China Data Center at University of Michigan. We benefit so much to visualize the church location through this fantastic and innovative research platform and the methods. Number two, which is a classical or typical spatial research method, so-called two-step floating catchment area, TSFCA. Later on, I will call two-step as the initials. This method is excellent to test church accessibility score. Number three, we call network analysis methods, so-called NAM, to test, to measure the driving time from A to B. So today we will focus on NAM and the two-step as research methodology introduction, because the LAM seems quite easy, everybody can follow, given the wonderful efforts by the Dr. Boss Center and the Dr. Boss himself. Okay, triple innovative methods. This is as just mentioned here, multi-methods, LAM, NAM, and two-step will definitely improve our research methodology and reveal additional research findings on the Protestant market and religious economy in China as our first further studies. All right, that's the introduction. Let me talk about data. Basically, we will rely on the Chinese government official data released by 2004 China's economic census data with the GIS maps in 2005, published by China Census Bureau in 2005. We are fully aware that many scholars, particularly in the United States, are very suspicious about the accuracy of official data. But we are not capable of challenging the official data and providing much accurate and complete information. It is my philosophy. When we don't have the best choice, let us try the second best option, unless you choose no choice or don't do any research. And then scholar like me will be what? Jobless, moneyless, and homeless. So let's be realistic to follow the second best option here. Next data we rely on is the number of total Chinese Protestants released by Chinese Academy of Social Sciences in 2009, which estimate about 20 million Chinese Protestants in 2008 at that time. We will rely on this number for our analysis. Next number of total Chinese Protestant church based on, I just mentioned Chinese 2004 China's economic census data with the GIS map. It indicates that we have 14,509 Protestant church in 2004. Of course, it excludes Catholic Church and particularly non-official Protestant house church. It's impossible for us to have an accurate number about the Protestant house church today, although we have so many suspicious and speculation and kind of estimates, but we cannot follow that one. Next one, the number of Protestants at the level of a province and the provincial capital cities. Here, we rely on 4 kind of resources. Number one, the data released by Henry Foundation based on Hong Kong in 2004. County and the city levels, we have a 方字 based on our very traditional research methods, the searching all kind of specific church number in specific city and the capital cities. Next one, Dr. Xing Fuzhen Yan's article in 2009 gave us a great variable reference regarding the percentage of Protestants in each province and the cities. Number 4, not least, we conduct empirical study through survey, observation, and interviews by our Purdue student team here. So this is our contribution as a supplement. All right, next one, the spatial street and the district map. That's a terribly important at the level of the cities. We rely on 3 resources for this kind of spatial street and spatial district mappers. Number 1, so-called crowd-made website. Number 2, 博雅地名网, 博雅地名 website. Number 3, everybody can imagine Google Maps at the level of a country, province, and a city, particular provincial capital city in China. All right, let's talk about methods here. Number 1, as I mentioned, this is a very classical and popular and it's amazing new innovative research method, so-called 2-step floating catchment area. I call it 2-step. This 2-step floating catchment area as a method is designed to measure, number 1, distance and the driving time between residential house and the health clinic. Okay, that's the original meaning for the implication for this 2-step method, not for church at all. Okay, and then American National Institute for Health, so-called NIH. That's the most authoritative agency for American health, just like a Chinese maybe 卫生部 they create very famous criteria for the health professional shortage area, HPSA. Their definition is the area in which residents must take more than 30 minutes of a one-way driving from residence to the nearest clinic. Then this area should be defined as the health professional shortage area. As a result, each city government, county government should be responsible for establishing additional clinic. Otherwise, you will receive a kind of a penalty from federal government. So this is very straightforward and a very interesting and the famous criteria to define the shortage of American clinic. All right. So then they also add one more criteria, so-called access score, lower than 1/3500. So later I'll mention this kind of specific score. So next one, what that mean for 2-step? First step means to access physician availability at the doctor's location, which means the supply, as a ratio of doctors to their surrounding population. That's the first step that we should do. Next step, we should sum up the ratios around each residential location as a demand. So that's why we try to figure out what's the gap between physicians' supply and the patient's demand. That's the basic point for the 2-step. So here, this is the map sample by 2-step. The area with the green color, or whatever you could call is green or blue, or blue color represent no or 0 church accessibility scores, indicating that Protestants who are living in this area must take more than 30 minutes to reach the nearest church. The area with the darkest color, look at black brown, symbolize the best or highest church accessibility score, demonstrating that Protestants in this area are able to reach their closest church within 30 minutes. So basically, you can see either yellow, brown, or dark brown, all means what? No shortage of church, because those who live in this area, the Protestant could only take less than 30 minutes to reach their nearest church. Those living in this area, blue area, should be the area of a church shortage, because residents or Protestants must take more than 30 minutes of driving for their one-way driving to reach their nearest church. That's the basic point for 2-step. Next methods we call NAM, Network Analysis Methods, which is designed to integrate and analyze network data, maps, and the spatial information through GIS and other spatial statistic methods to calculate church availability and accessibility. Okay, this is a sample. Map sample by NAM. Let's take a look at the Hangzhou city, my hometown, as a case. The circle with the green here symbolize 15 minutes of driving time. The yellow, the middle circle, means 30 minutes of driving, and the largest circle with the red color represents 45 minutes. Each yellow spot here represents the location of the Protestant church in Hangzhou city. All right. So now, number 3, as I mentioned, I don't want to talk too much. We call LAM, initiated by or created by Dr. Ball, based on the location analysis function on the Spatial Explorer of a religion. You can take a look at this website. Everything free. Wonderful free resources to everybody to find out the population within a certain range of the church. So this is the basic point. Okay, this is a map sample by the location of analysis method NAM, Chongqing city we pick up. Okay, here the center of the center point of this circle represents the location of the church. This is a different circle, means different time period you should reach. So this is you can feel free to set up the distance 15 like 6 kilometer, the 12 kilometer, and the 18 kilometers. Okay, that's the basic point we can mention here. Okay, what we will demo today is the first 2 methods, NAM and 2-step. Now I will ask Jiaming to demonstrate what we have done to measure church shortage through NAM first, then 2-step methods. Jiaming, that's your turn.
Okay. So first, I'm going to demonstrate the network analysis method on the ArcGIS desktop software online. And here we go. And we take Chongqing city as an example to do that. First, we need to input the layer of the city and the church point into the map. This is the city map. And then we need to input the church point. There are some things set up, change the coordinate system. And here we can see the church points, how this church point looks like in the map. And then we need to create a new service area so that we can input the street map and the church point together to do the analysis. The next step will be, because the new service area can only be gone through by integrate the church point. So we need to load the location of the Chongqing church points. And after that, you'll see that the little dots become bigger because it means it's successfully integrated. And then we need to set up some properties of the surface area. There are two cards that we need to set up. One is polygon generation, and the other is analysis settings. First, we go to the polygon generation. On the polygon type, we choose the detailed one, and then uncheck the trim polygons. And for the multiple facility options, because there are too many dots, and when they generate the surface area, for example, this part, there will be many duplicated area or common area, so we need to combine them together. Then we choose the merge by break value. And for the overlap type, because we want to calculate the disk or the circle for each kind of driving time, so we need to use the disk option to calculate the area of them all. And then we go to the analysis settings. The only thing we need to set up is the default rate. Here, because we want to set up the time for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and 45 minutes. And we assume the average speed of the car is 24 kilometers per hour. So for that criteria, it's equal to 6,000 meters, 12,000 meters, and 18,000 meters. So we have set it up. Then we need to solve the network. Because the calculation will take a few seconds. Okay, here it is. And to make the map more clear, we can change the color of it. Here, but we haven't finally finished with it because we not only need to find out what it looks like in the map, we also need to find out how much area it is. So here we need to export the map to another place. And when he asked me to, so we want to add the map here, which is no. And then we open the new map. So that we can input the exported map here to do the calculation. And here we need to change the coordinate system. And then add the data map that we just export. And here we also need to change the color. To see clear, and because there is no field or index showing how much area it is, so we need to open the attribute table and then create a new field for that. we can just name it area and go to the area for the last column and right click. We can find the calculate geometry. For better understanding, we choose the square kilometers for the units. Since it, problem. And do it again. There may be some problem with the software currently, but okay, let's try it once again to see if it will work. Yeah, maybe some problem with the software today, but because we have limited time, we can fix it. But after the calculation, you can find out for each kind of area how much area it is. For example, this one I remember is about 2,400 square kilometers, and this one is about 1,000, and this one is about 600. And okay, that's it. And for the another one is the two-step flowing catchment area. Because this one is much more complicated, we don't have enough time to show up on the software, so I just make a PowerPoint slide and make it more simpler. And to say, because it's two-step, it's really two-step. And so we begin with the step 1, and we need to find out the availability of the church. So the similar with the network analysis method, we need to include the church point and the map. And the next step will be by using the feature to point function, we need to find out the center point of the each district and the church point, so that we can use the point distance function to find out the distance between the church and each district center. And after that, so here there's one thing need to be careful. It is we need to set up the search radius as 12,000 meters. It's similar with the network analysis method because as we said, the average speed of the vehicle is 24 kilometers per hour, and we want the threshold as 30 minutes, which is 12,000 meters. So above 30 minutes, it has the church shortage, and below that, it is okay. After we do that, so on the right column, you can see, although it's very small, the distance between the district center and the church point can be found out. And the input FID stands for the district center, and the near FID stands for each point of the church. You can see there are some duplicated numbers of them. And then we need to link the Protestant population to the table so that Protestants are there near the near each district center. So we join them into the table. And the next step will be summarize population of the Protestant, because for the church point, there are some duplicated one. We want to find out for each one church point how many Protestants are there. So we summarize based on the near FID, and then we can find out how many Protestants are there for each church. And then we need to create a new field for the availability based on the formula, and we defined it as R equals to 1 multiply 10,000 and divided by the Protestant population. The reason that we multiply the number by 10,000 is that if we don't, the number will be too small to read. And we use the field calculator, and we finish this first step. Let's move to the step 2. It is to calculate the accessibility score. And it's much more easier than before because we have found out the availability. And what the accessibility is that we just summarize the availability based on the district center. So we joined the availability score back to the map, to the point. Then we summarize the number, summarize the score based on the input FID. So that for example, this one, there are 2 input FID as 30. So we need to find out for 130 how much scores it is. And this will become the accessibility score. Well, we need to show them in the map, so we need to join the score back to the base map. For example, here this is Chongqing, and so there are several steps of joint. And after we join that, we can go to the property and set up symbology. And under that, it's the quantities that we can show the different types of the color in different types of the score in different color. And so here it is. And because we want to show the color and the score together at the same time, we change the layout view, which is on the bottom left of the software. And for here, we only need to add 1 legend for it. And here, we can show the map and the score together. And as Professor Hong said, those colors, the white color stands for no accessibility score, and the yellow color stands for the area which has accessibility to the church. And the darker it is, the higher accessibility score it is. And that's all. Thank you.
Okay, hopefully you learned something. This is my dream. As the next step, hopefully we can offer on-site workshop and to provide kind of a hands-on training experience, and everybody can use your own laptop to follow our instructions step by step. Also, we already prepare kind of user menu and then guidelines for everybody who is interested in this great project. All right, let's move. Discussion. What is points for this kind of tedious but priceless research methodology? Okay. We design, make a conclusion here. This is a kind of a table 1, provisional capital city with a shortage of Protestant church in China. The table 1, overall information concerning average percentage for those Protestants who cannot reach their nearest church within 30 minutes and 12 kilometers. Table 1 also lists the similar results by both name and two-step, and the rankings of the combined percentage based on these 2 methods. There it is. Okay, we list the 9 cities here. First one, the percentage of Protestants cannot reach the nearest church based on name methodology. Look at Hankou, worst city in China so far based on our research. Hainan, the capital of Hainan province, Hankou. 93% of Protestants cannot reach their nearest church within 30 minutes and 12 kilometers. Then look at another method, 2 steps, similar results. 95% of Hankou's Protestants cannot reach their nearest church within 30 minutes. So then we combine together as an average percentage of our rankings. So here, about 94.24% of Hankou, the Protestants got problem for their church accessibility. So that's number 1 here. And then Beijing should be number 9 for the total. So this is a kind of a discussion here. The results by both methods conclude that the following 9 provisional capital cities should be, or may be, identified as the areas of church shortage. Hankou, number 1, serious issue. Jinan and Beijing in East China. Changsha, Taiyuan, and Harbin in Central China. Nanning, Kunming, and Huhe, Haote in West China. Interesting, look at this. Each region, East, Center, and West China, all has the 3 cities equally as the area of a church shortage based on our research and these 2 research methods. Among these 9 cities, of course, you already noticed that Hankou has the lowest church accessibility and the highest percentage of Protestants who must take more than 30 minutes to reach their nearest church, and about like a 94%. By contrast, Beijing has its relatively lowest percentage of Protestants, 23%, who need more than 30 minutes travel to attend their church service every week. So one more point, both methods attest the different results in the remaining 4 cities in central and western China, such as Urumqi in Xinjiang, Chongqing, Nantang in Jiangxi, and Hefei. Why is that? Because number 1, NAM as a method identified Nantang and Chongqing as a low church accessibility, but the 2-step methods classifies Hefei and Urumqi as areas of church shortage. To be safe, to be conservative, we propose to hold those 4 cities for the further studies. What I mean, we really need local scholars' help to provide kind of a empirical evidence to double check this 4 cities. That's our next job, to do some empirical study, to observe, to interview, even survey or whatever, to find much accurate information about Nantang, Chongqing, Hefei, and Urumqi. And now let's talk about comparative methods. That's very interesting. Number 1, let's look at the difference between NAM and the 2-step. The NAM actually relies on the spatial street maps, as you already mentioned. We can look at how but we can measure driving time. But 2-step is using district maps that can only be divided into a few small districts instead of streets, and then cannot be measured by its center, allowing a higher accuracy. That's the problem here. Number 2, although 2-step may be less accurate than the NAM, the inaccuracy can be significantly diminished or limited, even eliminated by using more detailed district maps. So that's why we need the local people help again to join us as research collaboration to find out much accurate and detailed district maps. One more, two-step also is much more capable of calculating the accessibility scores. Look at NAN cannot do that for each small area and demonstrate the different degree of a church accessibility in a given area. However, in light of the incomplete district maps and the spatial data in China, we got it. That's all of our control, right? It's difficult to use two-step method to study China's church accessibility. So now we are waiting for next step to get much accurate district maps. All right, let's make a conclusion before we stop. Applying multiple methods on the same research subject obviously may generate the supplemental effects and the added values based on their similar and different results. For example, their similar conclusion, we just list like 9 cities covering 3 regions in China as a shortage of a church area, right? We have a much more powerful credibility and a solid foundation to support each other on the study of a church shortage in China. So one method, like a NAN or STEP, it's good, but not good enough, right? So now, if we combine both and then got the same or similar conclusion, definitely will give us much powerful credibility to support our conclusion. But on the other hand, their different discoveries also would invite further in-depth studies and inspire innovation of a new additional research methods based on the efficiencies of the 2 methods. We may develop number 3, number 4, or number 10 new research methods inspired by their different results. So that's the beauty of the differences. Don't be discouraged. To be honest, initially we were discouraged by the different results. But in my experience, actually this is good. Bad could be good. That's the basic Confucius philosophy. All right, that's our conclusion. Let's move to final section here. According to the classical theory of effective learning, guess what? Listening, reading, and writing are less effective than doing. So therefore, we would like to empower you or challenge you to do 2 small homework. You are not required to do that, but it's your benefit to learn by doing. Also, it will help us identify new serious participants who might be our potential research partners next year, because our grant will run until 2016, 2 more years here. So we definitely need a research partnership working with us on this project. So given that, okay, so number 1 is NAM, other one is 2-step. Okay, what is assignment? Here you go. Use the provide the location information of a Hangzhou city. I have a kind of bias because Hangzhou is my home city. Then find out covered area within 6, 12, and 18 kilometers respectively. So this is a sample. This is the result for your homework. You are supposed to follow our method I just mentioned with the just demo by Jiaming. You can do it. If we can do it, you can do it. Okay. So this is the basic result of homework. Hopefully you can follow our procedure and to complete this job. Next one, 2-step. Same. You provide the information in Hangzhou, then you find out it's a church accessibility score distribution. So this is the results for homework, like home accessibility. This is your benefits. Again, we will grade your homework if you send your homework to us. We promise you. But you must follow our deadline, November 15, 2014. So in doing so, everybody is required to download GIS 10.2, and then we already showed before how to download, and then this is a free 60-day trial registration. Then please submit your homework to me at this the email address hongji@purduecal.edu and copy together. And Mr. Jiaming Yan at jamsage1990@gmail.com by November 15, 2014. All right. Given that it's not easy to raise and answer your question for this online workshop, we will not accept your question here, but you are strongly encouraged to ask your question via email to me and Jiaming. We promise you we'll give you answer as soon as we can. That's the last not least. We must acknowledge all of those who support us. Number one, money. Henry Luce Foundation, which support our research project, 2 grants. Particular Miss Henry Harina and Li Ling, and then Dr. Paul, of course, University of Michigan, Penggang Yang, Purdue University, Guofan South Purdue University, and Wujiang, Arizona State University, and Wang Tangzhen, the University of Michigan, and finally Purdue student team. All right, thank you all for your time and efforts. Dr. Paul, do you have any final words? Thank you.
George made an excellent presentation, and Jiaming, and thank you very much. And also, we're next thanks Shebing, that's our joint PhD student from Wuhan University, and for the managing today's online workshop. So everything, and you heard here, you see here, and will be recorded, will be and put online, so you can replay this, and as you like as you can. So maybe the presentation might be too quick, so you can see more detailed. As George said, so we have some assignment here. What the methodology, what he presented here is not only for the religion studies, but you can expand it to any other field, like some health, education, culture, whatever. And so I hope, maybe some of you are not work on the religion studies, but you can extend your study to other studies. And so this is I just summarize some homework here. The first one, I will suggest that you pick up one city of China. So just follow the steps here and repeat similar steps and to see how this study can be applied to some other cities. And if you have any questions, email Jiaming, Fenggang, or Georgie. The second one, maybe say I would like to find some other field, not the churches. So we also encourage you to work on the field. So if you email us, so what kind of the city you are interested and what kind of field you are interested, we can send you, provide some support of the data. And the third one, so if you have your data, you like to extend this study with your added information. And we also encourage you to do that. And we'll try to provide whatever we can support, and in terms of data, technology, software, to the email us. All right. And thank you very much. And from Georgie, maybe we can have some time, maybe for some online questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
10 minutes, yeah. Georgie, are you there?
Yeah, I'm waiting for any question. Chat.
Okay.
Raise your hand, or just talk if you can, or maybe they cannot talk.
Yeah.
Or just let us know via email.
Or do you have any questions?
This is our joke. If you don't have questions, that means our presentation is perfect, which is covers everything you want to know.
Anyone has a question?
Or you can ask a question in Chinese. Don't be shy.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Ling Hui?
Yeah. Thank you so much for your presentation. And I am actually very interested in your research and your project. Here's a small question about your project. So I think if I need to use your
methodology or the process to do the spatial analysis. So I think the actual way to make it an action, or I mean, where could I get the handout of the how to make the analysis in real?
Okay, great. As I mentioned before, if you send me your homework, we would give you great returning.
Okay.
Providing user manual, which lists very detailed procedures. How about that? As a deal? Why we ask for that? Because we really try to test your sincere learning willingness. If you don't care, why should I give you free and priceless menus? Get it? So let's just kind of a mutual agreement. If you give me the homework or you send me your question and let us know you are a serious learner, right? So then we can share this menu and user guide, which should be very, very useful.
Okay.
Jiaming took a long time to prepare all kinds of learning procedures and menus we call 学习手册 so that will be very helpful. How about that? Initially, we tried to send to everybody, but later on we noticed that wait a minute, maybe most of the people like it like a garbage, throw away. But we try to treasure or value our stuff.
Okay.
Good. You are Lin Hui, right?
Yes. Yes. I'm from.
Are you living in China or United States right now?
No, I'm in University of Pittsburgh, and I'm living in Pittsburgh right now.
Oh yeah, you sent me email before, right?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Just contact me, okay? Hopefully you can try this homework, either one or two, and then show your willingness. I'm more than happy to.
Thank you.
Have a specific guide.
So may I ask one more short question?
Sure.
So for doing your assignment, so I want to know if you can share your data set with us.
Yeah, definitely. You send me email to the Jiaming or me or whatever, we can share the data with you.
Can you show the email address again? I didn't write it down. I'm sorry.
Or the religion side, the data, you can download actually, access from our religion GeoExplore.
Yeah.
Religion Explorer.
Oh, how to download, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you see that? My email, hongji@educal.edu. Jiaming. To be honest, Jiaming is a real expert. I'm economic historian. I'm just like a nut. Don't do anything. Don't know anything. But if I can do that, everybody can do that. I always try to use my case to encourage everybody who have a wonderful excuse that, oh, that's too much, too technical. I don't want to touch that one. No, actually, it's quite easy.
Okay, I get it down. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Lin Hui.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay.
What we are doing here and what the Jiaming shows here and use some RTIs. We are planning to add all these functions actually to our religion GeoExplore in the future. So you can do everything, and you can store here today. You can use online with GeoExplore and do that by yourself in the future.
Good. To be honest, we are all kind of a layphone, selfless person to provide all kind of a priceless data for everybody. That's so cool, huh? So you should benefit if you want. Okay, Dr. Bob.
Right. Okay. Let's. If we don't have any other questions, and so we can end to this workshop. And thank you very much for all your participants. And please feel free to email us if you have any questions. All right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. 哇塞。
Ruben, you can stop recording now.
Sure. Okay.